What up, y'all? Your boy Brick Street Sprite in the building, man. Like, subscribe. I'm outside, not really in the building, but like, subscribe, comment. Brick Street Hooligans, Brick Street Media, Hooli Vision. I just wanted to speak on DMX real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? And because I haven't really put out any of my thoughts since he passed. Obviously, DMX was a very influential artist as far as in my life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people's lives. A lot of people grew up with X. In general, not only influenced me to rap, it influenced me to take it deeper than surface level. Not only is X one of the best and most influential hip-hop artists ever, or just artists in general in the history of music, but he's one of the most underappreciated writers in music history, not just hip-hop history, but music history. Because of his ability to touch others and connect with others. He had almost a Tupac type ability to do that. And for me, I think a lot of the reason is because, yeah, we know his rah-rah shit, his gangster shit. He was super confident. Him and Pac both were. And there was a lot of correlations and comparisons of them while they were alive. But what he was also able to do was talk about things that he wasn't good at and his insecurities and things like that, which made him more relatable because he would bare his soul on record, so people felt like they knew him and almost knew him. Pac was like that. Prodigy was like that on some of his later shit. Hegelian Dialect, Dialectic, the one with the project with Alchemist, or the HNIC3. He got more introspective. You know what I'm saying? He always was, but he got more. X was one of the most introspective artists ever. You know what I'm saying? Not just music history, not just hip-hop history, but music history, which gave people that connection with him. So it almost felt like they lost somebody that they knew for real. Because some of these artists that don't really let you in or bare their soul, you don't really know them like that. But with X, you knew what you heard on record was him. So you almost thought you knew him, or like he was a part of your family almost. You know what I'm saying? Because you knew so much about him because he bared that to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that is part of the reason people felt so close and connected to X, or people like Pac, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, but what I really also wanted to say was like, I think that X, I think two different things when I wanted to know what type of person he was. You know what I'm saying? One of the influences on 105.1, I think it's, and they were talking about a Rough Rider reunion tour. He said, "I'm down, but the only way I do it is if Drag On was involved." And I just think that says a lot. That's a telling statement, because he was willing to basically, on the biggest platform in the world right now, hip hop platform, everyone's listening. He was willing to stick up for his boy like that, his homie. You know what I'm saying? And say, I won't do it without him. Shout him out and say he won't do it without him on the biggest hip hop platform in the world right now. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of dude he was. He rode for his people, and he was the most loyal dude, man. And another story that I think of, Doggy Diamonds about 8 years ago. Shout out Doggy Diamonds. Go follow his channel if you don't. He does fire interviews. But one of his interviews that he did was with Big Pun's widow. You know what I'm saying? And they had a conversation about what was going on with their family at the time. They were living in shelters. Since after Big Pun passed, Fat Joe said that he gave her $1 million. She said that wasn't true. She never received it. She said all she wanted was what was owed to Pun, and they hadn't even give that. They were Jelly Roll? Is that what it is? Something like that. It's a publishing company. They were fudging the numbers and taking money from her and telling her that they still owed this money that they need to recoup. Then when she would get down to 10,000, they'd re-up it to 5. Like, keep telling her that she owes money when she does it. You know, to the record or to the pub company. You know what I'm saying? So she had to fight to get all that publishing back, and she eventually did. But back then, she didn't have none of it. And she was trying to work with people within the industry to make shit happen in Pun's name, like whether it be a fundraiser or just in his memory or whatever. concert, whatever. She couldn't get anyone to work with her. None of Pun's people, none of it, because of Fat Joe's power within the industry at the time. He told everyone, I'll blackball you if you work with her. I will make sure you don't work in this fucking industry. And he had that kind of power back then. I won't go into it, but if you remember, he did. They were huge back then. Terror Squad was one of the biggest factions and just strong in the industry back then. Him, Cool J, Dre. This is kind of before 50 came on. It is way before 50 had all. This was around 2000, 2001, like when Pun died is what I'm saying. And she said the only person she could get to work with her was DMX. He did a show, concert, everything. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm going to do that for my homie Pun's kids. Pun, because Pun was his dude. And he said, look, Fat Joe called me and told me not to do it. And I said, fuck all that. I'm going to do that shit for Pun. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, I just think those two stories are all you need to see and know if you want to know and figure out what kind of person DMX was and like the kind of moral compass that he had. You know what I'm saying? So I just think he was a very real individual that stood up for what was right all the time, whether or not. And some of those genius individuals struggle the most with depression and addiction. That's why I'm not surprised that he was a drug addict, because I've gone through my own struggles with opiates, drug addiction, just in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. So, I just wanted to say, though, I just wanted to give my 2 cents on what DMX meant to me, because he was one of the most, not only one of the people that inspired me to rap, but inspired me to take it deeper than surface level and bare my soul on records and become more introspective. You know what I'm saying? So he was one of the most underrated writers to me, not just in hip hop history, but music history. He will always be missed, X. Man, and I will always choose to remember him as, like, you know, Buns and Belly. You know what I'm saying? Or It's Dark and Hell is Hot. But when I first heard the song Slippin', man, it was about, like, that second verse was all about drug addiction, man. You know what I'm saying? And then the third verse was about him cleaning it up, getting back to it. Like, I just thought that was so inspirational because I was going through a lot of that at that time. Like, well, not when I first heard it, but when I understood it more. Like, when I first heard it, I was younger. But then later on, that song meant so much more to me because I was going through that same personal struggle. And then I listened to it and I was like, yo, this song means so much now that I understand what he's saying and the battles that he was going through. That's a holy war inside you all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? And it never really goes away. Like, they think that because you clean that you're better. Nah, yo, it's still a struggle every day. You get up wanting to get high and hot still. You have to find a different way to constructively use that energy. You know what I'm saying? Change your thought patterns. You know what I'm saying? To find different ways to solve your problems, man. Because drugs ain't gonna solve your problems. It's just gonna make you feel better about that shit for the time being. And it's really gonna make those problems worse and compound your problems. Because what you're gonna do, trust me, I know through experience, is you're gonna get high and just not address those problems. And what they're doing the whole time is just getting worse. You know what I'm saying? The whole time you're not addressing them. So by the time you think it's the answer at first, it feels great. But in the end, you're worse off than you ever were. You feel worse. Your problems are worse. Trust me. Trust me. Because I've been there. But that's what I wanted to say about X, man. And that's what he meant to me, man. Rest in peace, Earl Simmons, man. Hip-hop legend, man. Immortal. You know what I'm saying? He's immortalized forever. They can never take away the records and the words. His words will live on forever. So rest in peace, man. Shout out, you know what I'm saying? To everybody that follows my channel and fucks with me, rocks with me. I got more shit coming. Oh, yeah. Math Hoffa. 3-0, baby. Stop hating. If you think Geechee won 3-0, then you're just not listening, man. Everybody that's ahead of it, I guarantee you Math Hoffa's words bars will age better than Geechee's. Geechee's too one-dimensional. Bar for bar, Math smoked him. Way more intricate. His pen is way more fire. When he said like a proud parent potty training, ready to clap over any little shit, and nobody reacted. I knew the fix was in. I knew the gas and everybody in the building was there for Geechee. The narratives have already been painted. Sue Surf painted all the narratives, trying to call Math trash, trying to change the perception of everybody before the battle. The fix was in, man. Hoffa wasn't going to win that battle in the eyes of a lot of fans, in the eyes of a lot of battlers that are just haters. You know what I'm saying? There's a war on perception before, during, and after the battle. You know what I'm saying? So, and Surf was trying so hard to paint a picture of Math Hoffa, you know what I mean? A negative picture. So, the fix was in, man. Like, subscribe, comment. It's your boy, Brick Street Sprite, Brick Street Hooligans, Brick Street Media, Hooli Vision. I'll be back with a bar breakdown soon. Holla at your boy. I'm out of here.